Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your mid-August 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. And this is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Aries. And I'm back using my regular Shadowscapes deck by Stephanie Pui Moon Law. And I am still doing private readings, so feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, if you'd like a private reading. And thank you so much for subscribing and messaging me and Google Plusing and everything. I really appreciate it. I do read everything. And yeah, subscribing is free, so click the subscribe button and you'll be getting notified by email when I've posted my videos. I do post my videos twice a month for those of you who are new to my channel. And I try to post them twice a month. However, sometimes I'm late and sometimes I decide not to do my month readings depending on how busy I get with private clients. And yeah, so that's basically the deal. And if you'd like to know more about my channel, feel free to check out the about link on my channel. It's just, there's a little about button, and it'll tell you more about my pricing and payment information. So let's take a look at what we've got for you, Aries, for now this is for the second half of August, mid-August to the end of the month. It's kind of a mixed bag. I'm going to start in the middle because you got a lot of, it feels like some of you are dealing with water signs, okay? In the heart of the reading, like what I call the heartbeat of the reading, you got the Judgment card, okay? Which is crossed by the Five of Cups, okay? And the Five of Cups in the upright position to me is about feeling overwhelmed and about being emotional and not really knowing how to process feelings. And this can indicate heartbreak. For those of you, I typically see this quite often, Aries Pisces combination. I just finished my Pisces video, and the Pisces also did get the Five of Cups. Okay, so for some of you who are in a relationship with a Pisces, definitely message me if you are. You may have gone through some kind of breakup, okay? Or maybe going through some kind of breakup. I was to say maybe going through a breakup. It doesn't feel, so some of you it's already happened, and some of you it will, it's yet to come. It has yet to happen, okay? And I feel like it needs to happen. Some of you may not want it to happen, but it needs to happen. So it's sort of like the Judgment card is about starting over, starting fresh, but you're crossed by the Five of Cups, which is heartbreak. So it's sort of like, in a way, you know what you have to do, but you don't want to do it because you know it's going to cause you pain and you know it's going to hurt you. To me, that's really what it feels like, and you're wondering, and a lot of times when people, break up, they're going, well, when is my next ship going to come in? When the Mr. or Mrs. Right card, going to show up? Am I going to meet someone after that? Am I just going to be alone forever? Because a lot of times people do not want to end their relationship unless they have some kind of security blanket where they feel secure, they feel, like they're not just jumping out of, something, even though it's bad, into absolutely nothing. They don't want to be in that land of nothing. However, most people aren't in the land of nothing for very long. You have to have space in the closet in order to buy something new, or else where are you going to put it? You can't just put it on the floor. So that's the same thing with relationships. You have to have that space, that energetic space for somebody new to come in, or else it really won't work. And the people that come in, usually the people that, even if, like, say a marriage is over, Aries, the person that you're going to either mess around on your soon-to-be ex-partner with isn't Mr. or Mrs. Right, usually, or the person that you end up trying to get with, even during the marriage, even if it's, it hasn't happened yet, where you haven't even decided if you want to leave yet, that person is also not Mr. or Mrs. Right, okay? So I just want to say that this is just, my experience, what I see. I have never seen a relationship that was begun while someone was in a marriage actually work out. You know, if two people know each other and you're just like acquaintances, that's different. As long as there's strong boundaries and strong respect there, that's the only way that it would work. Say if you knew somebody while they were married, but then they got out of their marriage and then they decided to date you. If there was strong respect and even, you know, mild friendship there, then that's fine. Anything more than that, even to get somebody's number when they are with somebody else, that's creating an insurance policy, and the insurance policy is not going to cover it for when they get out of the relationship. That's basically the bottom line. Okay, so I just don't see it happening. Most people want that. Most people want that kind of security. And they just at least want to know that there's going to be somebody after. But a lot of times, what really just needs to happen is they really just need to break up. Okay. Now you do have the Death card crowning you, which is a lot of change, a lot of transformation. And when I see this card, this means usually, you know, you're going through, you know, many changes. It's not just like one change. It's usually more than one. It's like I call it like a complete transformation, where this is like the butterfly. You know, this is the caterpillar that becomes the butterfly. They're two different. They're really different. Okay. The caterpillar has many legs. The butterfly has just a few. Okay. The caterpillar cannot fly, and the butterfly can. So you got to remember that's transformation. That's change. For that to be crowning you, it doesn't even matter where that shows up in the reading. It doesn't matter, because that card signifies pretty much across the board, past, present, and future. There are major change elements, and there's changes in the air. Okay, and because it's in the top position, this is true. Okay. Now, this can indicate a move, a new job, a promotion, a raise. This can indicate a breakup, divorce. This can also indicate, you know, change of perspective. Usually, it's a lot of them all at the same time. The universe loves to, you know, when usually people move, they get a new job, right? That's what happens. That's how that changes usually, those changes come together. It's like they're a pair, okay? The change of perspective, you know, also is something that does change too, and that goes with it a lot of times. So that's what's crowning you. You do have the Ace of Cups in the recent past, which is great financial card, which is the beginning of something new, the drop of promise. Which is being lifted, you know, out of a time of hardship. So if you were, any of you who are struggling, you know, you're going through a tough time, this is, you know, because it's next to the Death card, this is really positive. Big changes in financial prosperity. This is also having feelings for someone in the recent past. My feeling is it's more of a financial card, because you also have the Ace of Pentacles in the immediate future, which is the cash card, the you're so money baby card, okay? Because you have in the recent past and the immediate future, it's sort of like you're insulated financially. Financially, you're supported. Financially, there's money there. There's money coming in. You're basically, Aries, I don't feel like maybe along, you know, the distant past, you know, a long time ago, you were overly focused on money, or you were worried about money, but now the energy is just not, you know, I don't feel like there's this element of being in hardship at all, okay? It's emotional hardship. For whatever reasons, your relationship is up for examination. It's on the line, okay? And, you know, this person that you're in a relationship with, especially male Aries, this person that you're in a relationship with is kind of waterworks. There's a lot of emotions there, and if your relationship with a she is, I want to say overly emotional, overly Um, I want to say she's kind of like a wet blanket. You know, she does not know how to control her emotions. And she's overly sensitive. Um, and I'm not saying that, because I know not everyone's going to be in a relationship with a Pisces. This can also indicate a Cancer or Scorpio female, okay? But I feel for a lot of you, it's a Pisces, actually, okay? And this is just someone who, she just gets lost in her emotions. She wallows in her emotions. She doesn't know how to sort through them. Um, I feel like she can really lose it very quickly. She can cry really easily. She may just kind of go from one mood to the next without even realizing what's happened, and then suddenly the floor is filled with water from her tears. Um, and in the, and as the foundation of the Queen of Wands, which I feel like is you, okay, Aries females, this is you. And this is you getting what you want, you doing something with music, you, kind of being, I feel like some of you are fashion models, okay, or in the fashion industry for sure. This is, you being kind of a powerful female, okay, a woman of power, a woman of means. You may be, you may be both career oriented but also family oriented. So you may be driven to succeed in your career but also have, 2 or 3 kids. Usually this Aries female has more than one child, okay? It's either this woman has 2 children and may be expecting a third, or it's possible for her to have a third. She has 3 kids, or she has 1 child and is expecting either twins in the future or 2 more in the future, okay? Message me if you're expecting twins. That would be very interesting to hear, okay? It also can indicate an Aries female who has yet to have her first child, and she's probably going to have 2 more and or twins in the future, okay? But this is this is a woman, Aries females, you always get what you want. And this is actually really positive for this to be in this placement, really, really good for you for the end of August. Because that means basically, if you're looking for a job, I feel like you're going to get one. If you're looking for change to happen in a relationship, it's going to happen. If you're looking for a fresh start, you're going to get that too. If you're looking to go on vacation, you're going to go. Really good, because this colors everything. So it's just like you're really going to get everything that you want. And if you're looking to move on from negativity, negative people, you're going to be able to speak your truth and set your boundaries and say no. And say, this is what I don't want in relationships. I'm done with the petty issues. I'm done with the fighting. I'm done with the family drama. I'm done with, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. And it's going to happen where, the universe is totally supporting you to do this, okay? To cut the negativity and cut the bullshit out of your life. Now you also, I just want to say, I feel like I want to say to you, Aries, you need to cut the crap. You need to cut through the crap. The shit's getting deep, where you're at, Don't beat around the bush, It's time to really use your sort of truth, speak your truth. Speaking your truth is also just saying what you're thinking, Filter, but say what you're thinking. Say what your thoughts are. Express your feelings. Talk about feelings. It's talking. It's expressing what's on your mind, okay? This is also moving. A lot of times it's moving away. Moving away. It comes with setting some boundaries, speaking your truth, saying, this is no longer really working for me. I want a fresh start, and going on your merry way. That's kind of how I feel. That's what the universe wants you to do. It wants you to set the boundary, to set the tone. Do it in a way that's positive. Don't think about it as conflict, because Aries gets freaked out when it thinks about conflict. Think of it as a resolution. Think of it as healthy. Think of it as changing your diet. Like, this is not literally you needing to change your diet, but that you may want to. But this is about you making that conscious choice, conscious decision to move away from the negativity. It's like a conscious decision to cut gluten out of your diet for whatever reason. You decide, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to eat such and such. So it's sort of like a conscious decision, a resolution in your head, a revelation even, to say, you know what, I'm done with this, and I've been done this for a while. It's time to say, that's it. And move on. And it's so funny because you got the moving on card, which is also what came up for Aquarius in the reading at some point. So, you may have been in a relationship with an Aquarius. You may also be in a relationship with a Cancer or Scorpio male, okay? And that Cancer or Scorpio male has already decided to move on, or I will say will have already decided to move on. I feel like by the time they move on, they will have already made that. It's sort of like a long time coming, I want to say. It's a long time coming. It's sort of like, I feel like for some of you who've been in a relationship for a long time, and this person finally takes a step to move out, or this person finally takes a step to move on after you have put your foot down and said, this is no longer working, okay? Could also be a Libra man for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting that. But then again, every time I do an Aries reading, I always get Libra at some point. Pisces, Aries also have interesting dynamics. So that usually comes up. But yeah, I feel like it could be a Libra man. I don't know why. But for a lot of you, it's a Scorpio, Cancer male. And this person is going to either move out, move on, after you tell them to. After you take all of their clothes and you throw them out the window. Bravo, Aries. Bravo. Okay? That's all I can say. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, though. It could just be you telling them, listen, we're done. Thanks and have a nice day. Goodbye. Here's to that. Tink. Toast to you, Aries. Toast to you. It will be a celebration. I expect you to get some champagne, some champers, and enjoy yourself after that moment. Okay, it's going to be a triumphant moment. And this is gonna, this person may be scared to move on. This may bring some fears. Okay, the outcome is the Nine of Swords, which is one of the fear cards, and I'm not surprised because you guys get this a lot. Things looking bigger than they are to the Aries. Okay, things look bigger. Things look scarier than they actually are. I feel, though, that this guy is the same guy that you're in a relationship with, and he's scared to move on. That's the problem. Or he may move on, and then he's just going to be a chicken shit after that, It's sort of like you may kick him out, and then you may never hear from him again because he's either scared to come back, or scared to talk to you, or scared to hear what you have to say. Because I feel like when your foot gets put down, Aries, it gets put down really hard, okay? And so this can be a little bit scary to guys in general, especially for those of you who are Aries females, okay? And you may be in I know this is kind of jumping around a bit, but you may be, I'm just getting this, an Aries male with like a Cancer or Scorpio guy. And for whatever reason, you're scared about either being alone or getting over the relationship. This is causing you some fear of just negative thinking, okay? Worried, like, how am I going to get through this? Not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And some of you, this may be guys, and male and female Aries, not being able to see the end in sight to this relationship. For whatever reason, I feel like you're in a relationship where it's just like, it's gone on for like so long and you just need to like get out of it, but like for whatever reason you don't see how it's really going to ever end. You may be waiting for that person to leave and they may be too afraid to, okay? Or you may be wanting to leave but you may be too afraid to. One of you has to move on. One of you has to get to resolution. One of you has to put their foot down, and most likely it's going to be you, Aries, because Cancer and Scorpio males, they are more receptive, okay? They have more receptive, I feel, feminine energy. And so because I feel like you have that strong Aries masculine energy, and this is just how I see you. To me, this is how I see it. You're going to have to be the one to put your foot down. You might have to be the one to leave because they may be too scared to. And if you're the one who's too scared to, or even to get into conflict, you're going to have to start to see how there is more positive, how this can be a positive thing, how this breakup or divorce or whatever can be positive. If you don't start to see it as being positive, you're just going to kind of get stuck in the land of Nod, which is like the moon, being really confused, getting very depressed, being very, concerned about conflict, because you also have the Knight of Swords, which is the conflict card, not wanting to have any conflict, and maybe diving yourself into work because you got this Eight of Pentacles card, which is, diving into work. It's sort of just like you may be distracting yourself in work, but that's not really where your head needs to be at. Your head needs to go, okay, it's time to move on. This is it. This is the showdown. Who cares if it's dramatic, more dramatic? I feel like you're making it more dramatic than it has to be. Literally, you could just leave him a little note or leave her a little note on the counter and says, I'm gone, I'm out, peace. And that's it, and you take your shit and you go, I want to say start packing now. Some of you need to start packing because you got the Ace of Swords coming in and the universe says you need to move on. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles, which is moving on, okay? And the only thing that's holding you back from doing so is fear, okay? And fear is something that you can easily get over. I always say this. You can always say, I am not afraid. And don't be, because there's really nothing to fear. Starting over, starting new is something an Aries is actually really good at. The Aries is the pioneer. The Aries is the person that goes out there and doesn't have a penny to their name and becomes a millionaire, okay, overnight, okay? They just naturally have certain, stellar star quality about them, which people recognize and are usually very jealous of. But they know how to get it done, and or they know how to put themselves out there, I should say. Getting things done can be challenging for the Aries because they usually need help to get things done, but their star quality about who they are as people is they have a lot of magnetic type energy where they draw people in quite easily to themselves. They do need to be more careful about who they draw in. But overall, like in general, I feel that the Aries is very able to move on to something new. They like the new, okay? New shoes, new glasses, new, whatever you really love, whether it's a new horse or whether it's a new plant or a new, set of music from iTunes. I don't know. It's just like Aries loves the new. So don't be afraid to get into to end something because the beginning that you're going to have there soon after is going to be amazing. And so you need to actually, instead of looking at, being so afraid of like, what's going to happen if you do such and such. No, you need to just think about the new. Start thinking about the new. Let go of the old, embrace the new. I feel like, this is kind of a energy that's, the spread is kind of, it's very tense, I want to say. You have a lot of tension. especially in your physical body. You need to exercise more. You need to drink more water. You need to do more meditation, more yoga, more relaxation things. There's just a lot of, I feel, frustration either getting out of this relationship, being in this relationship. But it's just, and for those of you who are single, I feel like, to me, this is a very strong career, the end of the month. And for those of you who are in relationships too, actually, there's a strong financial element and career element focus here. So it is possible that that's the reason why you're struggling so much in relationships. If you're in a relationship, it's because the focus really is career for you at the end of August. And I feel like the focus really is to move on from the negativity of the people that are around you. It's not as much just career focus or just financial focus. It's being able to move on, okay? In a way, Aries gets held up because it's the infant of the zodiac and it just doesn't know how. It needs nurturing, it needs care, it needs time to grow. And Aries, I feel like, even as adults, are stunted in that way. It takes them a very long time to mature. It takes them a very long time to get out of things that they get into because they don't know how to end things. In a way, they think of things as like a child would, in that very childlike perspective, and a very romanticized version of life, a very romanticized version of reality. And when letting things go is the best thing for them. Growing up is challenging for the Aries. So I think letting go is like the definition of growing up and being mature and being responsible and saying, okay, I take full responsibility for my actions, which Aries doesn't like to, okay? It just doesn't. And that's the definition of being an adult, being responsible for your actions, and also being responsible and caring about other people. So you're not a child anymore. Really caring about what other, about what other people think, what other people want. Balancing that self-focus, healthy self-focus, and healthy self-love with the need for attention, the need for material security, the need for an unhealthy, almost an unhealthy, self-centered approach to reality or to life. Okay, so it's just finding that balance within yourself to grow up, accept, being a mature adult comes with certain things that you need to know and certain things you need to learn. Letting go is the natural process of growing up. It's almost just sort of like Aries is terrified of leaving the nest of life or the nest of situations. And it's time for you to move out of the nest naturally so the mama bird doesn't have to kick you out of the nest, which is what the universe will do should you try to cling on to the past. So I'm just saying it would behoove you to move on from negativity because you got the Ace of Swords, okay? It would behoove you to get to a point naturally where you feel like it's actually where you change your mindset and think that it's going to be a good thing for any changes in your relationship or any changes in your life to occur. And that said, that's all that I'm going to say in this reading, because that's all that I'm getting. But feel free to send me an email if you'd like a private reading. Again, it's elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And thank you so much for subscribing and watching my videos. I appreciate it so much. And I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.